In 12th century England, a failed harvest could mean starvation. A single bowl of stew might determine who survives the winter. The wind drifts low across thatched rooftops, carrying the damp breath of dawn as pale gray light slowly reveals a narrow dirt road leading toward a timber-framed alehouse. Mist clings to the ground, softening the outlines of wooden fences and grazing fields, while the sign above the alehouse door creaks gently on its iron hook. The painted tankard swinging there marks a place not just for drink, but for survival, warmth, and shared endurance. Inside, the hearth has been burning since before sunrise, its smoke rising into soot-darkened rafters. The floor is covered with rushes that absorb spills and footsteps, carrying the faint scent of damp straw and ash. Long trestle tables stretch across the dim room, waiting for villagers, laborers, and travelers to gather shoulder to shoulder. In this era, food is not indulgence but necessity. Above the fire hangs a heavy iron cauldron where pottage simmers slowly. Barley and oats thicken the stew, changing with the season's harvest. Peas, beans, leeks, and cabbage soften into the broth, releasing earthy aromas into the air. If luck allows, a piece of salted pork deepens the flavor. Wooden ladles scrape against iron as bowls carved from ash wood are carefully filled. Dark hands cradle the warmth as though holding something precious against the chill of morning. Dark rye bread sits beside each bowl, dense and heavy with coarse flour. Sometimes the bread itself becomes a trencher, soaking up the juices of the stew. Nothing is wasted in this world, where every crumb holds value. Ale flows even at sunrise, cloudy and mild, yet safer than uncertain water. Brewed from barley and fermented in wooden vats, it sustains both body and routine. Often women oversee the brewing, ensuring balance in every batch. As daylight grows stronger, villagers enter wearing woolen tunics damped from the mist. Belts hang at their waists, small knives ready for cutting bread and sharing portions. Their cloaks are practical and homespun, made for warmth rather than display. The alehouse becomes a gathering place where the quiet realities of survival are discussed. Midday brings salted herring carried inland from distant coasts, its sharp scent cutting through the smoky air. Crushed mustard seeds provide a rare burst of flavor. Hard, aged cheese is sliced into careful portions. Onions and garlic lend strength to simple fare. Herbs like parsley and sage are valued not just for taste but for health. Food follows the seasons, guided by harvest and weather. Fresh fruit appears rarely and is often stewed rather than eaten raw. Apples simmer with honey when bees have yielded extra sweetness. Hazelnuts gathered from woodland edges are cracked and shared slowly. Each ingredient reflects preparation for scarcity ahead. Salted meats hang when livestock has recently been butchered. Smoking and curing preserve food for the colder months. The alehouse also carries news of crops, markets, and distant events. Low voices exchange information about weather patterns and harvest yields. A failed crop could mean hunger, so caution shapes every conversation. As evening draws near, the hearth glows brighter in the dim interior. A modest mutton stew may replace simpler pottage if meat is available. Thick pastry pies protect their fillings from spoilage. Rare spices from distant trade routes occasionally appear, pepper or cinnamon signaling wealth and connection beyond the village. Candles flicker along wooden tables, casting long shadows across stone and timber. Tankards lift in quiet acknowledgement rather than celebration. Within these walls, hierarchy softens slightly. Shared meals create a sense of quiet solidarity among those who labor on the same land. Outside, the wind presses against timber walls as night settles over the fields. Children move between benches, learning early the value of sustenance. Elders recall seasons when famine tested endurance. Church calendars shape meals, marking days of fasting and restraint. Fish replaces meat during sacred observances. Diet reflects both faith and necessity. Land tenure and feudal duties determine what reaches the table. Those who work the fields understand the fragile balance between yield and demand. Every bowl of stew represents labor from seed to harvest. Every crust of bread carries the memory of sun and rain. The psychology of survival influences portion sizes and saving habits. Firewood is used carefully, embers banked beneath ash overnight. Alehouse keepers guard supplies against the lean month ahead. Conversations fade as patrons step back onto the starlit road. The night air feels colder than morning, sharper against woolen cloaks. Inside, the scent of barley and smoke lingers. Silence replaces the rhythm of spoons against wooden bowls. The alehouse stands dark yet steady against the wind. Its walls hold the memory of countless shared meals. To modernize, the food may seem simple, even austere, yet within that simplicity lies careful adaptation to uncertainty. In every modest meal of medieval England, resilience is quietly served alongside bread and ale.
We cannot delay it further.
This alliance will secure our borders for the winter, but we must be vigilant. I tell you, the Lord will not stand for this. We must act now while there is still time.